I'm Josh Landau, the president of the International Insurance Society. From the beginning, the mission of the RGA Leaders of Tomorrow program has been clear: to cultivate leadership, foster innovation, and create a supportive community where future leaders can thrive. Over the past 10 years, the RGA Leaders of Tomorrow program has empowered an impressive group of rising stars to realize their potential and drive positive change in the industry. Seeing the growth and accomplishments of these young leaders has been truly inspiring. They are the future. The next 10 years hold an even greater promise as we continue to support and inspire the leaders of tomorrow. As we continue to celebrate the 10th year of our RGA Leaders of Tomorrow program, I am pleased to speak with Clemens Philippi, CEO of MSIG Asia. Welcome, Clemens. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, your current role, and your connection to the Leaders of Tomorrow program.
Hi, Josh. Good seeing you again. Thank you very much for having me contributing to this series at the occasion of the 10th anniversary of the Leaders of Tomorrow program. Even so, we had a pandemic throughout the years and we are divided by a big ocean. I felt always very, very much connected to the program and also stayed in touch with you and the team. I'm Clemens Philippi. I'm the regional CEO of MSIG Asia. We operate with our subsidiaries in 14 markets, covering all 10 ASEAN nations, Hong Kong, Macau, and Australia, New Zealand. We employ around 5,000 employees in the region, and we write in excess of $2 billion of cross-written premium. In addition to my MSIG Asia regional role, I serve as an executive officer of the extended board of our parent MSI Japan. I've been connected through the Leaders of Tomorrow program since 2016. I was at that time invited to participate in the program. The program was hosted at the Global Insurance Forum of the International Insurance Society in Singapore. And ever after, I've been a close alumni following at various global insurance forums around the world. I participated as a panel speaker and also moderator in the Berlin Global Insurance Forum and also in the London Global Insurance Forum. I've come to the conclusion that this Global Insurance Forum and the International Insurance Society plus the Leaders of Tomorrow program is very valuable. And I was very honored when last year you approached me again to nominate some of my colleagues. So in 2023, my colleague Felicia was part of the program and she wrote an award-winning paper. And this year, my colleague Annie, a very talented lady from risk management, is also participating. Both ladies will greatly participate and will greatly benefit from the program. Thank you very much.
So when you think back on your experience as a mentee, is there a particular memory or moment that truly stands out for you?
There's many memories connected to the Leaders of Tomorrow program. Of course, the feeling of honor when I was nominated and then going through the process. But in particular, the program gave me the opportunity to research a topic I feel very passionate about, and that's the topic of megacities connected to risk. So after investing a lot of time and effort in writing and researching this paper, my mentor at that time, Ken Mangan, who is nowadays the chairman of Milliman, he encouraged me strongly to look for avenues to publish the paper. And then I looked for that, and my then employer, Allianz, took up the paper, published it, and it was actually then widely recognized and even referenced in the United Nations Disaster Recovery Program. So a very, very nice moment for me to experience such a wide recognition. On mentor influence, I think Ken Mangan has been a great supporter, not only by encouraging me to publish the paper, but throughout the 6 months process, he's always been validating my efforts, steering me in the right direction. And ever after, he and I have stayed in close contact and stayed actually friends. We met last year in Singapore again, and it was a nice reunion after the COVID years. Beyond Ken, I would like, of course, to mention another person, Andreas Berger, who is nowadays the CEO of Swiss Re. And I think this year at SIRC, which is the Singapore International Reinsurance Conference, he will be the keynote speaker. But he was my mentor then in Allianz, and he was actually the person proposing me to join the Leaders of Tomorrow program. So both Ken Mangan and Andreas Berger have been great mentors and have really helped me throughout my career.
That's wonderful to hear that. And it's great that you keep in contact with them as well.
Yes.
So let's talk about some skill gaps that may exist. In your current role, what do you see as those skill gaps, or in some cases, opportunities in the talent and recruitment pool of candidates?
Yeah, good point, and something that keeps me awake at night or keeps me busy discussing with my HR leaders and my leadership teams across the region. I think if we divide our population of leaders and insurance practitioners in MSIG Asia, we see, of course, there's two groups. There's the older group, the more senior group. And I think for them, when we bring them in the organization or when we want to develop them to take further career steps, it's very important that we make them aware to upskill in the digital space. A lot of us try to employ what has always worked, what has helped them to get to a certain level of seniority. But nowadays, really to make the next step for these more senior colleagues, it's important to develop a mindset that relates to the younger generation, to those that will be our future customers and really become more digital savvy. If I talk about those that we want to attract going forward more and more, the younger generation, that's of course then the question. They are digital savvy. They know all the tools. They know how to actually data analyze. Many of them are very ready for all these tasks. But what I feel is crucial for them is the skill of critical thinking, to analyze the data, but then make the right conclusion, to really bring these data to the forefront, to drive projects, and to bring the right results to the organization. So I think not just relying on digital tools to deliver everything, digest everything, and then just rest on this, but really then make the next step and say, what does it tell us? Or sometimes actually ask, are these tools delivering the right output? We all know that Gen AI can sometimes hallucinate. So really also see what is the value that these tools are delivering. But young generation, very digital savvy. Older generation needs to step up there, but younger generation, please be more critical thinking and equipped to do this. Overall, very important, as I said earlier, to bring younger people to the insurance field. There's a global study we've been recently discussing here that the average employee is around 45 in the insurance industry. If we go into areas like life agency, it's even higher, about 50 years old. So really bringing fresh blood into the industry. And what I discuss with my colleagues very often is we have many points as insurance practitioners to bring to these young people to attract them. So we should be talking and portraying an image of the insurance industry that's much more modern. So we should be talking about the big purpose that we are following, that we are actually representing a financial instrument that's most purposeful, maybe much more than banking, because we create a pool of members where we then support each other in the case of trouble. We also should try to show the connectedness to digital and innovation in insurance. So that will be attractive. We talk about other topics that could attract the younger generation, such as creating new products that are attractive and relevant for a younger generation. Products that talk about sustainability, corporate sustainability, and also environmental solutions for our customers. There's many areas that we are discussing where we think we could really step up our game as insurance industry and attract young new talent. Diversity, equity, inclusion, clear career paths for the new people joining us. That includes mentorship. If you are an international company, can you assign your colleagues overseas to give them exposure? So all that is a big mix that we can bring as insurance industry and attract the younger generation constantly to make us really future ready.
Yeah. So I agree with everything you said, and it's wonderful that you're focusing on that. We talked a little bit earlier about that current transition with senior executives moving on in their careers and the younger generation coming up and leveraging and utilizing these tools. What skills do our senior executives and C-suite need then today to help make sure that that younger generation is focused, has the right tools, and is working to ensure the future success of our industry?
I think as a senior member, we need to be open-minded. We need, as I said earlier, not insist on reusing those skills that has helped us to get where we are today in the career, but to really sit down, have lunch and learns, have fireside chats with our younger employees and see what's on their mind and what tools they are using and what social network they are following, etc., etc. So I think really for us to be open-minded, to intake a lot of information from the younger generation is very, very important. We talk about or we employ tools like reverse mentorship, where younger generation is actually coaching the older generation, the leaders, about what's on their mind. So these are all tools that can be employed to really foster a mindset of inclusion, appreciating diversity. That can be age diversity in this case, to really make our industry ready to be attractive to the younger generation, our customer base of the future.
And then finally, do you have any words of wisdom or advice for the younger generation when it comes to building their career path and embracing new challenges?
Yeah, I believe there's two aspects to this, and it's really about cultivating, on the one hand, passion, and on the other hand, resilience. So passion is really what drives us when we get up in the morning, out of bed. The passion to really represent, as I said earlier, probably the most purposeful financial instrument that's out there. The passion to work with great colleagues and the passion to service very valuable customers. I think that's really what would drive us forward and make us aspirational. So if the younger generation can cultivate this passion for insurance as an industry, as a product, as something that is life fulfilling, very purposeful, that would really help them in many, many areas and give them the energy day by day to go through their work tasks. On the other side, I think resilience is very, very important. The younger generation, if they are ready to persist in the face of resistance, facing challenges, embracing challenges, seeing this as areas to actually grow, that would be great. I think I personally went through a assignment as an early CEO position in my previous company. And there I was tasked to turn around a business situation of a loss-making insurance company. And I had a young team around me, and we went through a great transformation process, and it became a shining example of a profitable company in Southeast Asia in the end. But throughout the hard phase where we had to do the turnaround, we coined the term of positive aggressive. And we said, among us colleagues, let's be positive. Let's see every challenge that we are facing today as a positive thing for us to grow, and then tackle aggressively everything that comes our way. That can be any IT problems. If we have to replace something, this can be in a tender process. We have to tackle aggressively the questions and, in the end, persevere against competition, et cetera, et cetera. So that positive aggressive point is really speaking to the resilience that we need to make a career for younger people. Your career path is not always linear upwards. There will be ups and downs. And so for the younger people to have resilience, to be positive aggressive, to be thankful for any challenge, for any setback, to see it as a growth opportunity, to then aggressively move forward. I think that's really the second attribute, the second quality I would encourage in young people to grow. So passion on the one hand side, and then resilience to go forward.
I think that's wonderful advice. Clemens, thank you for helping us celebrate the 10th anniversary of the RGA Leaders of Tomorrow program.
Thank you so much, George, and congratulations again to you and the team.